Hey guys, it is Autumn Skylar here. I just wanted to film a little update video and let you guys know what's been going on, how inpatient rehab is, all that jazz. So let's get to it. If you don't really feel like watching this kind of video, don't worry. I'll be posting a bunch more as soon as I'm able to. Obviously in this setting, posting is not something that is entirely easy, but I'm hoping as soon as I'm home I'll be able to maybe start an actual upload schedule and kind of get some more ideas insofar as content that you guys might wish to watch, now that there are a ton more viewers than there were previously. Anyways, let's get to it. So I have been in this rehabilitation facility for 8 days, and I have to tell you, for only being here for 8 days, the amount of progress that I am making is insane, to the point that every single day is better than the previous one. Currently, I am in a little wheelchair over here. They've got me in a lightweight one. I can't really show it too much on camera. Let me try and get a good little look-see at this guy. So it's ultra lightweight, and the awesome part is now that they're trialing me on this and they see how well it is helping me, they are trying to get me one for when I am home. Hopefully the insurance covers it, specifically because I have these periods of exacerbation and have had them multiple times since the very first instance of it back in 2016. We're hoping that it'll be qualifying enough to warrant me getting this covered by insurance. And if not, we are going to look into how much it'll be, pricing, payment plans, all that fun stuff. But fingers crossed everything works out, because I have to tell you, just being in this for, I think I've only been in it for like a day and a half, it makes such a significant difference, and it allows me to propel myself with such ease, and that changes a lot. And at home, I have a very cheap drive wheelchair. We had bought it because I had gotten one that was covered by insurance that was a lot better, but they only cover you sometimes for a short period of time, and then they keep reevaluating you. And then after I got out of the wheelchair the first time, they thought I wouldn't need it again. Then I ended up needing it again, and we just found that it was easier to use that $150 that we had to get one that was permanently mine, so that way we didn't have to keep dealing with the insurance taking it and then bringing it back and taking it. But now that we know that this is a common occurrence for me with my conditions, it's going to be a lot better for me to have a better quality chair. Possibly still for transportation we might use the drive, or for, you know, if I'm going someplace and I don't necessarily want to have my really good chair, we'll use the drive, but that's a lot of steps ahead. So, talking about physical therapy, in physical therapy they have me in this machine that it is straps around my waist that also go through my legs, and then it kind of holds me at the top with this robotic arm, so I am able to walk. And it is going phenomenally. It feels so good to be up on my feet. And for those of you that don't know, the issue that I have isn't so much with balance or strength, it is with spasticity, clonus. They use a bunch of different words, and they're not really exactly sure which word is the correct term, because my presentation is weird. They used to think that it came from the ankles, like most cases of clonus, but now they're actually investigating it and trying to work with a specialist, because it seems as though it's coming from my hips, which is a weirder presentation of clonus. They are also talking about the fact that supposedly there is evidence of these tremor-like episodes occurring in individuals with changes in cerebrospinal fluid and with positional changes if you have a blood pressure disorder similar to postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which I have. And since I have both of those things together, the Chiari, which causes cerebrospinal fluid issues, and the POTS, that it very much could be that missing piece of the puzzle. I know that I'm throwing a lot of terms at you guys. I can do another in-depth discussion about my conditions. I think that I've made a few in the past on this channel. I definitely have on my previous channel, but there's always a whole bunch of different stuff that I keep learning, and I always like to update. So if you have any other questions insofar as the specifics that you want me to answer down in the comments section, please do, and feel free to leave comments down there with questions and concerns, and I can do a Q&A episode of this whole series of me being in the hospital, or even when I'm outpatient. So yes, that is currently what we are working on. We are also talking about the fact that they found a while ago that I have positive RNA, which is a sign of autoimmune. They investigated the major autoimmune diseases, but apparently there's hundreds of autoimmune diseases. Some of them don't really have names yet, and autoimmunes in general are not really too well known about. I was not aware of that, and they're talking to me about that, saying that it's very likely that I could have some autoimmune disease that doesn't yet have a name, particularly because I present like MS in some ways. In other ways, I don't, which is why they're not certain that it's MS. We've gone back and forth with testing about multiple sclerosis. I do have white matter degeneration, but they can't do all of the testing for MS because it involves a spinal tap, and with my conditions, I cannot get a spinal tap. It is actually very dangerous to get a spinal tap if you have my conditions. So don't do that unless you have to. So that's been a struggle, but they think that it's possible, like I stated, that I have an autoimmune condition that doesn't necessarily have a name yet and isn't investigated yet because there are so many. And so narrowing down on a specific one that's really rare is very challenging. You mostly hear about, the major ones. You hear about Crohn's disease, lupus, multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, but there, again, are hundreds. I didn't realize there were that many, and that when my other previous instances of going to rheumatologists, when they would say, we tried these medications, they didn't work, so you don't have JRA, so you're fine. I didn't realize that when they were telling me that I was fine, that they were just dismissing me from their care because they were a specialist in one condition, and that they didn't really have specialties in all of the others, and you can't really have a specialty in every single autoimmune condition because of there being so many. So that's that. But so far, the fact that they are willing to investigate and aren't blaming all of this on my mental health and saying that it's my fault, very refreshing. I'm going to do a whole other video where I kind of expose the past treatment that I have received because it's been horrendous. I'm going to expose the actual hospital that I went to that was a horrendous facility in my experience, that if you have a rare condition, I will suggest you do not go there because they will treat you like a head case and tell you that you're insane and tell you that you're just depressed or you're just anxious and that it's your fault. So look for that video, because especially if you are either a parent of a minor or a minor yourself with rare conditions, you're going to want to avoid that facility. I'll go into that. But, this video is just kind of an update. So yeah, I've got the new chair. I'm working on walking. Tomorrow I work on stairs, which I am very much excited about. It is fantastic. Stairs are my big goal because I can't move in with my fiance until I am able to get up those stairs. That way I have independence and I have mobility and I don't have to rely on him being there 24/7 because he's got a job. He's a working man. He can't be there for me 24/7, and I don't want him to be there for me 24/7. But I am ready to get my life back, and stairs are a big part of that. But I know that I'm immediately not going to be moving back in with him, that it's going to be a transition period where I am at home doing a bunch of physical therapy 3 days a week. And then eventually I will slowly spend more and more time at the apartment. And then when I'm able to do the stairs all on my own, I'm out. See ya, parents. I get these puppies out Monday. It sucks because I have to get up at 5:30 a.m. My parents are going to be here around 6:30 to pick me up. Then we have to be in New York City for an 8 a.m. appointment, and it's about an hour and a half away. And we gotta give, since it's early in the morning and there's gonna be traffic of people trying to get to work, we are going to have to give us about a half-hour window of wiggle room. So I'll be getting these drains out, and I will be having an update meeting with the neurospine surgeon, and we'll discuss everything. They're going to be giving me recommendations, you know, in terms of treatment, as well as I asked for a recommendation on a new neurologist because all of my other neurologists have always been incredibly dismissive. And it turns out, obviously, I had stuff going on that they just missed because they too were like, you're not getting better, eh? Must be those psychiatric conditions of yours. Sorry. Throw their hands up and basically say it's your fault, go get therapy, even though you're in therapy. But, I mean, things are going differently this time, especially now that I'm able to fully advocate for myself and I'm really knowledgeable about my conditions, which took a lot. It took a lot of time and energy and focus. And it sucks that you have to do that. It sucks that you have to basically fully inform yourself about every possible presentation of your condition to fight back against doctors that will say that because you've had issues in the past with your psychiatric conditions, it's your fault. You know, it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't have to, you know, get a medical degree to be able to reason with your doctors. But sadly, my experience with the American healthcare system has been that when you're a rare case and a weird presentation, they don't take you seriously. And it shouldn't be that way, but it is. So I have that appointment. My length of stay projected currently is until February 26th. Oh, ex-nay that, 22nd. I don't know why I said the 26th. Whatever. But the 22nd. So, fingers crossed that is when I get to go home because I am already sick of it here. Not that it isn't wonderful, but it's just challenging when you're in a facility like this because there's not a lot insofar as group activities. I don't really socialize with anybody else that is here besides the occasional hello. You know, when I was in children's facilities, they had group time and art therapy, and there was a whole group room filled with so many activities, and you really got close with people, but there's also a huge age difference. You know, the majority of patients here are geriatric, and that's obviously not me, so there's a lot of distance between me and other patients, as well as other younger individuals and patients, and that's just how it is. So there is a sense of loneliness, but I talk to all of my friends and family as much as I can. I am keeping up with therapy. They have a wonderful psychologist here, as well as obviously my outside therapist that I'm going to be having actually my session tomorrow, which phenomenal. He's doing it over video chat, which I'm very happy about. But yeah, I mean, there aren't really too many updates because, again, I've only been here for a short time, so I'm not going to be, you know, making huge leaps and strides, but they're still pretty big. And I am just thrilled every inch that I get back. Every little thing that I get back, I'm cherishing so much, and I just want to do things differently this time. I want to really focus on being grateful and enjoying having mobility back for however long I get it back. But I really have a good feeling about it. And I will update you guys again after my appointment with my neurosurgeon, so we can talk about if there's been any changes, if they have discussed anything new. I mean, obviously, if they tell me, everything's the same, I'm not going to make an update video because that would be pretty boring and would probably be about like 5 seconds of me being like, yep, everything's the same. Bye, guys. That doesn't sound very enjoyable. But my progress is going to continue to be watched. I'm going to be following up with my neurosurgeon for a very long time post this surgery, and I believe we'll finally know just how well it worked 3 to 4 months. But I'll wait as long as it takes, and I'll keep working as hard as it takes, and I'm not going to give up. Not giving up this time, because 3rd time's the charm. So yeah, that's all I really have insofar as an update, but I did want to just pop on here and talk to you guys, and I do plan on filming more videos, some Q&As. I want to discuss the ins and outs of being in the hospital, what you should prepare for if you or someone you love is going to be getting neurosurgery, all that kind of stuff. And if you have any recommendations for a video that you feel like would greatly benefit you, someone you know, or anybody within the community, or somebody that wants to learn more about the disabled community, let me know and I will consider it. And I do hope to get back into singing videos once I am home. That is something I am working very hard on. So thank you guys for watching, listening, both, and I'll see you in the next one.